Outside of Selena's home, Gerd looked to her friend as she got off the hoverbike. "Hey, Selena," the sprouling woman said, putting her hoverbike into power save mode. "I know I'm a lot to handle and I'll tone it down, all right? Really, it's a cultural thing. For us Sproulings, if you like something, do the thing. As a species, we're never really tall like others of the galaxy. We only need to eat a little bit, perhaps a few hundred calories a day on average, as our skin and vines provide most of our nutrient needs. So we have a lot of time to do as we please." "Such as being a disturbing degenerate?" "Yes," Gerd answered with a chuckle. "Like I said, I'll tone it down. I was trying too hard, I think, because I can detect all of your stress hormones, which affected me a bit, and I know you're worried. I just wanted you to enjoy life a bit and de-stress. And I suppose I try to de-stress myself as well. You've been stressed before, but this was different." "Thank you, Gerd," Selena said. "I can understand the thought, and it's sweet, really, but I don't need you getting off behind me or flashing every car you see with a cute hottie in it. Save that kind of degeneracy for nightlife or festivals, and you said my stress affected you?" "A bit, yeah, but all right," the plum woman said, as she adjusted her vines a bit. "You should join in sometimes and let loose." Selena shook her head and said, "I will, maybe. I'm not in college anymore, but I know how to be a wild party girl still. Maybe the next planetary festival I'll let loose and follow your lead, okay? Until then, just be mellow. At least around me, okay?" "It won't be a problem," Gerd replied. "Just let me know if I'm being too much, okay?" "Okay, I'll do that," Selena replied, then asked, "Are you going to be staying here again?" "No, not tonight. I have work tomorrow," Gerd replied. "Still, it was nice to have an adventure with you. Maybe our next adventure will be like an action vid, like what happened with you and Rutek." "Gods, I hope not. I don't want to have to fight like that again," Selena said. "But, Gerd, you should talk to Rutek about getting yourself a pair of knuckle dusters. I know I'll get myself a pair. Someone has a hit out of me, and I'm certain they'll use my friends against me. I would if I were them." "I'll take that into consideration," Gerd replied. "But I'm a Sprouling. We have natural defenses. What aerosols might not work on Terrans will ruin anyone's day. It's part of the reason why we Sproulings always try to stay in a good mood or do things that cause us to become in a good mood." Gerd sighed and put her face in her hands and spoke to her Terran friend. "Selena, I'm a Sprouling. The only hybrid plant-animal species in the known galaxy. Our moods dictate what pheromones we produce as well as the quantity. If enough of us become depressed or sullen or whatever, it affects those around us." Gerd took a breath and continued. "I was nothing but a small sprout at the time. I didn't understand. But on our first shared colony world, where the first and oldest Sprouling died, a grand 10,714 years, we all mourned. Our collective pollens and pheromones, brought on by mourning, caused every non-plant life form on the planet to kill itself in depression that we inflicted upon the biosphere." Gerd wiped bitter-scented fluid from her eyes. "You Terrans are made of so much tougher stuff. That's why the leaders of Sproul has agreed to do so many joint colonization projects with you as a species. Not only do we breathe out oxygen, but you can handle our emotional pheromone production." Gerd continued. "Imagine being sad from a book or movie and making your roommate seriously consider suicide. And then, yet imagine a family member's passing and causing said friend to go through with it. This is why I am, and most others of my species are preferred degenerates. At worst, we typically make things want to mate, which is so much better than having them want to kill themselves." The plumber sighed and said, "I didn't know," Selena said. "If you ever need a safe place to just dwell at the world or whatever, you can come here, okay? Just let me know at least a little bit in advance." "Yes, ma'am," Gerd said, as she started up the hoverbike, then became quite chipper. "Wafu's first contact day is in 17 rotations. I'll expect you to be a degenerate with me." "That won't be a problem, Gerd," Selena said. "I'll even let you pick out my outfit, mostly, okay?" Gerd smiled, revved the hoverbike twice, then sped off. "No wonder why that dirty gourd is always trying so hard." "Hard," Selena said with a bit of forlorn and juvenile mirth. Shaking her head at her own antics, Selena walked into her home and workspace, checking if the simulations on the design she had made worked. The smart program had left the design intact, but it noted various suggested changes either to the design itself, materials, power cell, or any number of small and great things that she had missed or had not thought of. Adjusting her design for a non-variable pistol, with a relatively low yield and large caliber bullets, she was sure to put holes in squishy xeno flesh. Even with a purpose-built high-density power cell, she would only get 7 shots out of it and decided to design the magazine to include its own power cell. She then plugged in the new data into her analyzer program and waited for the results to compile. With that done, she went back to her design program and started to build combat-rated prosthetics. She already knew she was a crappy shot, and so did not even try to include ranged weaponry into her designs. While her wetware was capable of intense data transference, she did not need SimSkin, which freed up a lot of data processing capacity. With such colossal processes freed up, she decided upon a dedicated riot shield projection system for her left arm, as well as sensory system data so that she could tell when the shield was approaching critical in an accurate manner. She was uncertain what her right arm would have. Toying around with different preliminary ideas, ranging from a Gauss cannon capable of firing different kinds of rounds to a hidden arm blade, she left them at that for the moment and focused her energy on the refinement of her left arm combat prosthetic. While working, she wondered what Goik would have her do. He had said it was a big job overall, but that she would be focusing her work on a single individual. If his plans went through, he had said that she would receive instructions in person so as not to tip off anyone that could be tracing her communications. Her phone went off, bringing her work in idle reverie to an abrupt end. Checking the notification, she was a tad bit confused and opened it properly. After manually running the page through a translator, it seemed she now had access to a datanet she never even knew existed. She was being requested to do custom work for a fellow bounty hunter. How big was that can of worms I opened? She asked herself out loud.